The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Bank Fantasy. They have a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 of bonus funds when you use the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Sunday afternoon, August 24th, around 5:40 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Scott Rachel, once again joined by Dylan Rockford together and break down the games for the Monday card. Dylan, different background. You're in a different state. How's it going? What's up?
I'm doing well in the beautiful state of Florida. I'm in the spare bedroom of my girlfriend's childhood home. So let me know how the Wi-Fi is. Should be good, but yeah, Florida's good. And shout out Chinese Type A, Little League World Series champs.
Yes, they've actually kind of taken over for Japan for who's going to dominate the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
What have they won, like 3 in a row?
Yeah, I thought it was 3 in a row, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the guys in Vegas, though, who gave it a try. But Chinese Taipei, Taiwan, however you want to refer to it, congratulations again for winning another title. Yeah, they're really good. Japan's got to step it up.
Is Taiwan still trying to become independent, like sovereign?
I don't know enough about the geopolitical state of that, but I believe so. I believe that's why people try to refer to it as Taiwan. But for the sake of the Little League World Series, it's still Chinese Taipei. But yeah, Japan couldn't even beat Aruba. You got to bring Ichiro in to talk to the kids or something. You got to you got to get Ohtani. Get somebody to talk to the kids.
Or the interpreter.
Or the interpreter. Oh, he's in jail. So I don't know if that's going to work out. But
yeah.
Either way, Japan I saw lost to Aruba, and I'm like, really? I didn't know Aruba was actually good at Little League baseball.
Did they beat Fairfield? Did they beat Connecticut for the third place? I wasn't able to catch that.
I actually am not sure who won that game, but the point is, well, wait, who did Aruba?
Yeah, because they played in the constellation game. It was the losers, but it's like Ricky Bobby said: if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually remember if they won or not, but in reality, people remember the winner, and that was Chinese Taipei again. So either way,
what was the score
for the final?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I know Taipei was up like 3-0 in the fourth inning, and then I just didn't really follow after that. For the scoreboard, they won 7-0.
Wow.
Aruba lost to Fairfield.
Wow. Shout out Connecticut.
Yep, Connecticut ended up getting the third place bronze medal.
Nice.
Yeah, the Little League teams winning more trophies than the college basketball team in Fairfield. Wow. But yeah, Chinese Taipei, too good. They won undefeated, so there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is nothing else to really talk about. Some games, of course, went final already today, including your team.
What a collapse.
Well. Yeah, they were up 2-0. You're used to collapses, though. So
nothing new, no. But when you bet on it and you get a good number, you expect them to close the door. I'll say this. I've been saying Vientos is bad, but his bat has kind of heated up lately. So I'll say that. I give him some credit.
By the way, I take it back. Taipei actually had not won since 96. I thought they'd won 3 in a row, but they actually have not. So maybe they just kept losing in like the final.
Or was it Japan that won 3 in a straight?
I knew Japan did well, but I don't actually know. I thought they won 3 in a row. I think Taipei might have lost in the title game last year. Maybe that's what happened, but I think they beat Japan last year, but I don't remember the details. But yeah, good for them. Your team's still not playing that well. My team has getting their asses kicked. They play later tonight, so I'll see what happens there. But yeah, you want to talk about anything? I know that for golf, Fleetwood's 1 hole away from finally winning. Nice grand prize for him, too, because it's the Tour Championship. So Fleetwood might actually win for the first time after being very, very close 2 other times so far this year. But you want to talk about something?
Well, no, I haven't been following golf, if I'm being honest. But College Week 0, how'd your betting go for that?
Not great, not terrible, kind of broke even. I had Hawaii, I had Carleton. I lost on UNLV, who I thought might lose the game, actually, at some point in there.
They were terrible. They underperformed so bad yesterday.
Yeah, and what else did I lose on?
Did you take Kansas laying the points?
No. I ended up live betting. I live bet the under in the Iowa State game. And
wow, you got lucky.
No,
I know you live bet.
I live bet the under.
Yeah. I mean, even the whoever got 50, the regular total.
Yeah,
they got so lucky.
Well, you could tell when the play happened live that he was clearly short. So I was not surprised it got overturned. But I always wonder when you're watching these games if some people realize what you realize, which is they're going to take knees. Because the announcers didn't understand what was happening. I don't know if you were watching the game. Were you watching the game at all?
Yeah, I was watching the game.
The announcers didn't understand basic clock management. So they were wondering, like, yeah, do you score here? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the game's over. Take knees.
Yeah.
What's the conversation about? So I knew what was going to happen, but I'm sure other people were hoping for the touchdown that didn't realize they're just going to kneel the ball.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it goes.
I got there with, I thought Sam Houston, they were playing well until that fourth quarter where they just fell apart. But yeah, I got there with Hawaii, Kansas, I got there with, and then I struck out on Sam Houston and Kansas State. And then I don't know if you say, I know you never fucking sleep, but did you see UFC Shanghai, any of it?
I watched part of it. I saw the first couple fights. I saw, who did I see?
Charles Johnson smoked him. Did you see that?
I saw Pereira get decapitated in like 20 seconds to Daukus, which nobody saw coming. I saw Kavanaugh get destroyed in that second round.
Wow.
And then after that, I went to bed.
Yeah, I had Kavanaugh, and he was looking sharp, but fucking
and then he got caught. He put his hands down. He got caught. But and then I saw one, which was
big upset. Yeah, they really tried to set up Ming Yang in China for him. But by the way, you know that guy Waldo Cortez Acosta, he was in AAA for the Reds, throwing 90, but got kicked out of the minors because he was fighting. So that's why he's in the UFC.
Yes, right instead of stopping to fight, he chose to turn that into his career instead. I thought Pavlovich would beat him. I wasn't sure if it'd go decision, but nice job by Pavlovich to get the job done there. But yeah, that was it. That was my weekend. But anything else? Not really. Had a bit of a barbecue today, which was nice. So some of my family friends were over, and we just hung out. Basically.
Are you a cheeseburger guy?
I don't mind it. I think if I had to go burgers or hot dogs, I'm more of a hot dog guy.
Same.
Personally. So I don't mind a burger, though, of course. I'm not a monster. I mean, come on. I enjoy burgers, but I think I'm more of a hot dog person.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I'm the same way. But that's about it.
Yep. Either way, we got some games to get into for the Monday card. Before we get into that, though, a reminder that we are doing a giveaway with Circa as a partnership because Sports Game Podcast is giving away $1,000 Circa NFL bet for the future with their phrase that pays. So you can submit your phrase now at sportsgame.com/phrase to once again have a chance to win a free $1,000 Circa NFL future bet. Anyway, moving on to the actual games for Monday. Starting off with the Red Sox taking on the Orioles. For this one, you have We Don't Know against Sagano. We have two games without lines, and this is one of them. So nothing else really add there. Supposed to be somebody. It was going to be Bueller, but he got demoted. He's not going to be in the rotation anymore. So I don't know who's actually taking his place, but it's going to be somebody not named Bueller. So I guess that's an improvement if you want to phrase it that way. I'm assuming Boston will be favored. It is Sunday Night Baseball with travel because they're playing in Yankee Stadium. And Baltimore ended up winning today because Rogers is still doing Rogers things. He's been incredible. But any thoughts here? Because I'm assuming the Red Sox would be a decent minus price, but probably not that big. I'd probably guess like 135 maybe for this one.
I think I saw Richard Fitz. I think he might make the start for the Sox.
Oh, Dick Fitz is back. Okay, nice.
Yeah. And, we do like to fade teams that play on Sunday Night Baseball. Travel spot for the Red Sox as well. It's not terrible going from New York to Maryland. I know the Orioles haven't been playing the best, but their offense, that it isn't the problem. They're scoring runs. It's been the pitching in that bullpen. That's really been the issue for them. I think back in the Orioles in the first five, I think is the way to play this game. Sagano, he's been serviceable at home, especially in the past five starts. He gives them length. Walks, actually, he's improved on. They've come down. He just threw 5 scoreless innings against this Red Sox team last week. And I think the first 3, 4, maybe 5 innings, Boston might be asleep at the wheel since traveling. I think the Orioles could definitely get to Fitz as well in the first few innings. So I think Orioles first 5, I think that'd be a play. I did make the Orioles a minus 115 favorite for the full game if it is Fitz.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Orioles here, just based on the Sunday Night Baseball fade. So I'll go with that angle. Probably a plus money. See a question from Gio that I was going to read off here. Looking at a niche question, if you have a prop choice between no bat 9th inning or take the -1 between the two of them at around the same price, what are you taking? It really depends on, first of all, who's the home team? Are you back in the home team? You back in the road team? because I feel like that's an important piece of information to this question. I'm really not a -1 guy.
Me
like
either.
ever. I think that you are paying juice because you're scared of them winning by multiple runs. I don't see value. It's hard enough to pick a team to win a baseball game, but picking them to win by 2, at least you get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
You pick them to win by 1, or you pick them to win -1 and they win, you're going to take a refund on that? Like, I just don't think that long-term is a good approach for betting baseball. If you're picking them to win, you're not picking a 1-run win. So I'd rather not give away a bunch of juice when I don't have to. And if the money line's cheap enough, take the money line anyway.
That's exactly what I would say. If the money line is cheap enough to your unit size, then I would take that. I'm not a fan of -1 plays, honestly. I don't think it's worth it.
I agree. I feel like it's given out a lot on social media. I don't think it's a smart play.
What is it? It's -1.5, half a unit, and then minus a half a unit on the full game money line.
Some cappers just give out -1, and I'm like, all right, great. You're paying 140 for -1, but you can get -1.5 at like even money.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And I'm not so much. I don't know about you, but pushing is essentially a loss for me. I hate pushing and getting the refund or money back.
It's better than losing, obviously, but you don't pick bets to hope to tie, obviously. You put the effort in to actually break it down. So I feel like if you want to go for the -1 and you're saying, well, in case they only win by 1, I want to be covered.
That's fair.
You're going to be forfeiting so much potential profit by handing over that much juice. Because compared to the 1.5, for example, it's probably a 40-cent differential.
Has to be.
Every time. So you're paying an extra 40 cents because you're scared of them winning by 1 run. Even if they win by a run, you're getting your money back. You're not even, like, profiting. I just don't think that's a smart play. Yeah. If you want to take out of the 2, I'd go no bat 9th inning, because that way you're covered for them to be, once again, winning in the 9th without it being a push for the 1. And, of course, if they're up by multiple runs, you're probably going to win anyway. So I'd rather go for the no bat 9th inning prop. I don't bet that often, but comparing the 2, I'd prefer the 9th inning one.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
So that's where I'm at for that one. But either way, once again, Gio, if you want to split it up, you can, but I'm really not a fan of the -1 at all for baseball. So
it's hard enough to, like you said, to win a game in general.
Yeah. Like, it just feels like you're kind of like half hedging your bet because you're afraid to fully commit to a play. If you're going to be putting money down on a baseball game, you should be confident enough for them to win by multiple runs in at least some predictions that you have. Because picking them to win by exactly 1 just means you don't really like the play that much, but you still think that they're going to end up pulling it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I just feel like you should be more confident in your plays if you're hedging it pre-flop by going for the -1. That's kind of my stance.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving on to the next game. You're looking at the Braves taking on the Marlins. For this one, you have Strider against Cabrera. For the pricing here, I see the Braves around -125. I see the Marlins at around +105. For the over-under, I see around, what do I see for the over-under? I see it being set at 8 for this game. So Strider's been terrible. Cabrera has been good this season, but I will point out his last start was quite bad. His last 2 starts have been quite bad, as he ended up going 9 2/3, 18 hits allowed, and 9 earned runs. So once again, not doing well, but faced the Braves about 2 weeks ago, and he went 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, 1 run. So I'm going to go Cabrera here. I mean, Strider's been bad too. Don't mind the over at 7.5. I feel like these pitchers might be overvalued based on recent form. Strider, though, is mispriced in almost every start that he actually makes. Because, 1, he's still getting the name brand recognition, despite being objectively bad this season. Second of all, Atlanta stinks. So I don't agree with Atlanta being favored in this game in Miami. I'll go with Cabrera. I know, once again, he's not been good recently. Neither Strider. So I'll go with Cabrera at plus money. But I also don't mind the over in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I love the home dog here. My numbers actually made Miami a -115 favorite. I just don't touch Spencer Strider. The last 3 games have been atrocious for him. 2-5 straight up on the road, 5.75 ERA. He's getting smoked these last 3 games, so I can't back him right now. And on the other side, I do like Edward Cabrera. He's been much better. He just went 8 innings against this Brave team. He only gave up 1 run, 11 strikeouts as well. So he's really throwing the ball well. I just think this is a good spot for the Fish here to get back into the win column against a pitcher who's really been struggling right now. So yeah, I don't agree with the market. I think Miami should be the favorite here at home. So I'll take the home dog as well.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, you got Tampa taking on Cleveland. You have Seymour against Bybee. So for this one, Cleveland is minus 150, give or take. I see the Rays at around plus 130. For the over-under, I see around 8 or 7.5. Now, we know Cleveland has been struggling lately. Tampa's not been good either, but the Guardians have lost 8 of their last 9. Not pretty. Simply put, no matter who's pitching, I'm not laying 150, 155 of the team that's 1-8 in the last 9 games. Even though I'm not a big fan of Tampa based on current form, Cleveland's fallen off a cliff. Give me the Rays at plus 130, fading the team in free fall.
2 bad teams here.
Yeah.
I know
for the pricing, I'm not laying 155.
Yeah, I see a minus 144. I know. I know the Guardians can't buy a win right now, but there's no way I could back Tampa here, though. Shane Baz has been terrible the last month or so. Rays are 1-8 straight up in his last 9 games. He's given up 4+ runs in 5 of his last 6 starts. So if there was any time for the Guardians offense to wake up, it should be tomorrow against Shane Baz. Tanner Bybee hasn't been a whole lot better, but for whatever reason, it looks like the Guardians give him run support when he's out there. They are 7-2 straight up in his last 9 starts. Offenses are averaging around 6.5 runs in those 9 games as well. So I know they're terrible right now. My numbers actually made him a minus 145 favorite. I don't love the price at minus 142. But I would go Cleveland. I'm not going to bet this game. What did you say the total was at? 7.5. I would take the over. My total came out to 8.4. I think we could see some runs here. Shane Baz has just been terrible. I can't confidently back him. I see a plus 135. I need a better number to take them.
Yep, I agree. Moving on to the next game, you got the other game with no lines. We have the Nationals taking on the Yankees. The Yankees, of course, playing later on tonight, trying to avoid an embarrassing sweep against the Red Sox. For this one, though, you have Parker against Schlittler. We have no prices. Yankees will be probably north of $2, probably around like $2.40, if I had to guess. Schlittler's been good, and Parker stinks. Look, the Yankees have been... that's what I have listed right now. Who do you have?
I thought it was Brad Lord. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm just double checking. So yeah,
no, I think you're right. Yeah. So yeah, ESPN made it up. Parker pitched yesterday, so I don't know what the hell ESPN's talking about. But yeah, apparently it's going to be good. Lord going here. But look, the Yankees will still be favored by a ton. Lord's fine. I don't mind him, but I think Schlittler's good too. The Yankees, from what I've seen over the last few weeks, or the entire season, they're really bad against good teams, but they can take out the trash against bad teams. So they're kind of front runners in a way, which is what the Nationals are, a complete bottom feeder. I think they bounce back in this series. They finally bench Volpe, thank God. So we'll see Caballero.
Thank God. I was going to ask you about that.
I've been calling Volpe a minor league player for the last 3 months, which I feel like is well documented at this point. I'll go with the Yankees minus 1.5. I think at the end of the day, you're looking at a spot where the Yankees will be pissed off that they lost to the Red Sox in the series. Maybe they win the game tonight. Who knows? If they lost, it wouldn't shock me. The Nationals, though, we know stink. I'll take the Yankees at home. Minus 1.5. Might be expensive. Might not be. Probably around minus 120, if I had to guess. I'll go Yankees minus 1.5.
Yeah, I worry about this spot here for the Yankees. Even though they don't have to travel after playing Sunday Night Baseball, Cam Scheitler, he hasn't been the best at home for the Yankees. Yankees are just 1-3 straight up in his last 4 home starts. I was going to ask you, you mentioned the Volpe, so I'm not going to ask that. Their bats have gone quiet this series against Boston. What do you think that's from?
The Yankees just being terrible? I feel like the Yankees in that Rays series...
Well, we were out here, Scott, saying they're back. Their offense is back.
I mentioned it on the show, though. They scored every run in that Tampa series via home run. Every single run in that series was by a home run. So, naturally, if you stop hitting home runs, you're not going to score. It's kind of as simple as that. The Yankees have no situational awareness. They strike out a ton with guys on base. They're a bad base running team.
Mm-hmm.
They are really fundamentally unsound, and that's been on full display the entire season. But when you can't manufacture runs with basic sack fly stuff, and you rely on power hitting only, you're going to be streaky. Because if you hit home runs, you're going to do pretty well. And if not, you're going to lose. And the Yankees in this series have not done enough with the power bats. Boston's done a good job of preventing the power bats from going crazy. And they've won. Because the Yankees can't actually score with guys on base unless somebody hits a bomb.
I was gonna ask you if you had the number, and it's an impossible thing to get right now. But like, whenever I watch a Yankee game, they leave a ton.
They can't hit in situations. All they do is try to swing for the fences. So you leave a bunch of guys on, and that's been an issue for the Yankees for a long time. I mean, the baseball as a whole has gravitated more towards the launch angle movement. So it's not a Yankees only situation. That's why batting averages are down across the league for the last 10 years. But the point is, at least on occasion, you have some guys in your lineup that can go with a pitch outside, hit it the other way, a simple move the line single. The Yankees just don't do that.
Yeah.
And that results in strikeouts and weak contact if you miss the barrel of the bat. So,
yeah, we'll see if they could get it figured out here at home against the Nationals. I mean, Brad Lord, I don't think he's been terrible on the road either. He's 500, 3-3, 254 ERA. Batters only hitting 220 off of him. He's only given up 13 runs in 46 innings on the road. And I just think with the Yankees struggling to score right now, like especially the way you explained it, situational baseball when they're on base, I don't know. I think Nationals might be live here in the first 5. I'm not saying they'll probably win the game. I made the Yankees a minus 190 favorite, so they should be a really big favorite. But I don't know. I think Brad Lord isn't terrible, and I think first 5 they might be live. A little sleep at the wheel here. So that's kind of how I played this game.
I think that it's probably a spot where the Yankees hopefully get back on track, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But either way, moving on to the next game, you have the Twins taking on the Blue Jays. For this one, you have Joe Ryan against Scherzer. For the pricing, I see the Twins at around plus 115. See Toronto at minus 135. The over-under is set at around 8. Now, Ryan's one of the only pitchers you want to back on this Minnesota team, but they stink.
Yeah.
So that's the trade-off. They have lost a ton of games recently. They've lost 8 of their last 10. So that is not a good sign, but it's expected. For Toronto, lost the game today, but they did a pretty decent job against Miami over the weekend as they ended up winning 2 out of 3. Fun extra inning game on Saturday that they survived in, but they ended up losing the game today. Now, for this matchup, Scherzer's been good recently, but we know Ryan's been really good. So I guess the question is, we know Toronto's a better team. Is 135 too cheap for the Blue Jays, or do you think that Ryan's potentially getting a value option at plus 115? I don't mind the under in this game. I'll go first 5 under. I actually trust Scherzer. I trust Ryan. Give me a low-scoring start. I'm ignoring the bullpens, though. Easy call for me. I don't trust either bullpen right now, especially with Hoffman closing for Toronto. But I'll go with the first 5 under in this game, probably at 4.
Yeah, minus 132 I'm seeing over on FanDuel. So I think that's a fair price for the Blue Jays. My numbers made them a minus 140 favorite. Got to give him credit where it's due. Max Scherzer's been much better this past month. Only 5 runs given up in 25 innings. They're 4-1 straight up in his last 5 home starts. And you're right, Joe Ryan is very solid on the road. I agree. First 5 under is a very smart play. With the way these 2 pitchers have been going, eliminate the bullpens. I think we could see a 1-0, maybe even a 0-0 game going into the 5th inning. So Twins aren't scoring a bunch of runs, and their offense does take a dip when they are on the road. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays, our team you want to back at home, they're averaging 5.27 runs per game in Toronto this season. In general, I don't think we're going to see a ton of runs. And I just don't think the Twins offensively have enough to keep up with Toronto. So I like Toronto minus 132. I think that's a fair play. But yeah, I love your first 500.
Before we get into the next game on the card, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is MyBookie.ag, because you use them to bet on every sport. They have college football, they have NFL, they have baseball, they have WNBA, they have golf, and of course football futures. You can also use crypto for deposits and payouts. When you sign up for your new account, use the code SGPN to get a 50% deposit match up to $1K. Terms and conditions apply with the G promo code SGPN. SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm because they have a lot of great models for you that you can build, or they have house-made models already for college football, for the NFL. If you want to go for some props in baseball, they have WNBA. You can check that out before the NFL. They did a really good job last year with specific props, and they were very good with week 0 for the college football season, so keep that in mind. But point is, check out the different models they have, check out the different sports they have, and check out the models that you can build your own for week 1 of the NFL season. And if you also want to try it out for free for a week before you actually sign up for the paid version, use the link, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card for Monday. Time to keep going with the next game. Moving on to the next matchup, you have the Phillies taking on the Mets. Phillies have been looking really good lately. They won again today. What else is new? Mets, we know, are 8 over, so they are still sweating it out with the Reds, but they did win the series against Atlanta. That counts for something, doesn't it? You're 2 games up on Cincinnati. Could be worse.
It could be worse, but they should have won today.
Against Elder. I don't know how you only scored 2 runs against Elder, but either way. Point is, they won a series, so there's that. For this game, though, you have Sanchez against Senga. Philly is minus 115. Mets are minus 105. For the over-under in this game, I see the line being set at around, I see 8 for this game. Simply put, I don't get how Philly's not like minus 130 in this game. Sanchez is objectively great. He might finish runner-up in the Cy race. He's been that good. And Sanga's been a mess since coming back from the IL. He walks a ton of guys, the command's all over the place, and Philly is right now the better team based on current form. But Senga has been struggling, and he walks a ton of people. Why is this minus 115? I feel like this is a pretty standard Philly minus 130, minus 135 spot with Sanchez pitching. Give me Philly in this game. I think the Mets, first of all, no offense, have not been good lately, as you know. Philly has been good, and Sanchez is way better than Senga right now. Give me Philly at minus 115.
Yeah, this should be a good series. I'll say that. Hopefully the Mets can gain some type of ground here on Philadelphia.
You think you're going to...
My number's actually...
trying to hang in there?
I'm a negative person, Scott, but I'm trying to remain positive. You see how calm my voice is?
I thought you might have been calm because you already mentally checked out of the race because you're 7 back right now. So I thought maybe
that might be the case.
For the record, I know it's possible.
Honestly.
We have seen that division especially result in some crazy Septembers, but 7 games back, you're probably a wild card team. But, you know, if you sweep the series, then suddenly you're right there down 4. If you go 2-1, you're down 6, which is still doable, but a sweep would be massive. But the other way around, if you get swept, it is OEER in this division. So I think the Mets aren't going to come back in this division, but Wheeler's also out for the season, so you know that's going to hurt the Phillies' rotation. But
I just think if the Mets get in, this NL division, this NL conference is
every year pretty much.
I think. Yeah, like especially now we got the news over the week that Zach Wheeler's out. Like the Mets just need to get in, and anything can happen.
I mean, last year they got in. They had the crazy Alonso, homer in the 9th against Milwaukee, house money, and they rolled from that point. So it's doable. But I'm going to ask because this kind of sounds a bit, I'd say, different for you. You sound optimistic. I'm not used to seeing this side of what happened. They lost to Bryce Elder today. Why are you so optimistic today?
I know. Just because I've liked what I've seen from the offense recently. I know they've been playing the.
What about Helsley out of the bullpen?
Like, terrible. He's so bad. He's so bad. When I went to the game and they put on his music, I was hearing boos like this. He shaved his mustache. That's the problem.
Oh, so it's like reverse Yankee situation here. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that's the thing. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to remain positive, Scott. I'm trying to do this new leaf, even though we're 8 months into the new year, where I'm not being so negative.
See, I'm going the other way with the Yankees. I think Devin Williams should shave his head. I'm going like full extreme. You got to try something. Listen, if they change the beard rule for you and you're going to be this bad, the beard doesn't even cut anymore. You got to shave your head. If you want to go full Walter White, keep the beard, shave the head, fine. It works for me, but you got to do something. So,
yeah, you gotta do something. For this game, my numbers actually made the Mets a minus 105 favorite. Senga's been great at home, but batters have been successful versus him, versus Queens. Walks
He
continue
doesn't
to
go
be an
distance
issue
because he
for
walks so many
him.
guys, and this bullpen's been a problem.
2+ walks in 6 of his last 7 games. But the Mets are 8-2 straight up in his 10 home starts. I just hope the bats can stay a little warm, because if I feel like if they can, they could win this game or keep it close. Sanchez has been great, not taking anything away from him, but he does struggle a little bit on the road compared to when he pitches in Philly. Phillies are just 2-4 straight up in his last 6 road starts. Not due to him in his success, but due to the lack of run support he gets when he's on the road. The Phillies are only averaging 4.2 runs per game on the road. And I just feel like for a Met team that's been swinging the bat well outside of today, I just don't think that's enough offense to beat the Mets right now 4 runs. So it was today. But I don't know. I see an under. I think we see a low scoring game. My total came out to 7.2. So I think we see a lower scoring game if you could get an 8, but I don't know. I'm going to take the Mets here. I'm trying to remain hopeful.
I'm not used to seeing you this. I think vacation's done it to you. It's the Florida humidity. You're changing your stance on your team. So we'll see what happens. But either way, moving on to the next game, you have the Diamondbacks taking on the Brewers. Brewers had kind of an underwhelming series against the Giants there over the weekend as they lost 2 out of 3. They were winning the game today, and then the bullpen fell apart there in the 9th. McGill's been struggling a bit lately. I'm not going to say that the Brewers have a closer issue, but they have lost 5 of 7, which you can argue the Brewers were so hot for about 2 months. Regression had to be in store. But McGill's been concerning me in that 9th inning role recently. He'll figure it out at some point probably, but something to monitor. He has not really been that reliable lately. Anyway, point is Arizona, we know, is playing out the string as the team's not worth anything. The Reds, though, did just take a 5-1 lead in the 8th inning, so Arizona's probably going to lose the game today. But you have Erod against Woodruff. Milwaukee's minus 180. The Diamondbacks are plus 150. For the over-under in this game, I see it being set at 8. For the run line in this game, Milwaukee minus 1.5 is plus 120. They burned me on the run line yesterday. I got to go back to it. Plus 120 fading Erod. That's way too fun. Give me Milwaukee minus 1.5 at home, plus 120.
Yeah, I know the D-backs have been winning. You mentioned they're probably going to lose today, but they've been playing the Guardians and the Reds. I mean, no disrespect.
Don't disrespect the Reds. You're going to jinx your own team.
I know. I should be. That's why I kind of.
The Guardians fine. The Reds, like they're right behind you. I wouldn't say anything about them.
They could catch us and pass us. But the Brewers at home are just they're a different kind of beast. They're a wagon at home, and I know they haven't been playing the best right now, but with Woodruff on the mound, who's been really good home or on the road, he hasn't given up more than 2 runs at home all year. I think this is where the regression starts to come in for the D-backs offensively. Erod, he's been facing bad teams in the month of August, but when a real offense faces him like the Tigers, heck, he even got rocked by the Rockies. He gave up 5 runs. I just don't trust the offense here for the D-backs and this bullpen for Arizona. So I agree. Plus 120, I got to take the value here with the Brewers.
Yeah, I just think plus money fading Erod is definitely the way to go for me in this game. Moving on to the Royals, taking on the White Sox. So the White Sox, I believe, won handily today as they ended up scoring a bunch of runs early in that game. They won 8-0 today. So for this matchup, you have Cameron against Smith. Kansas City is around, let me see what Kansas City is quickly. Royals are about minus 135. I see the White Sox at around plus 115. Over-under is at 8.5. 135 is way too cheap for Kansas City in this game. They're 3 games over. They're fighting for a playoff spot. Do I think they get there? No. They lost the series to Detroit. No shame in that. They won the game today, scored 10 runs. They were fine, though. I mean, they scored 5+ runs in 2 of the 3 games. They just lost because Detroit's better than them. But they're still much better than Chicago. I mean, the White Sox won 1 game today. 135. Cameron's been good. I understand that the Royals aren't a great road team, but the White Sox, we know, are not a good team in general, even though their new youngster keeps hitting a home run every game. But I'm going to go with the Royals because 135 is too cheap.
Yeah, I remember last week when these two teams played and the under cashed every single game. It honestly was free money, and I swear they keep giving us 8.5 and 9s. Love the under again. My total came out to 7.7. I also did make the Royals a minus 145 favorite, so minus 134. You were saying?
Give or take.
Great. Yeah, give or take. I like the Royals here as well. Noah Cameron has been great on the road. 2.11 ERA. Batter's hitting just 205 of them away from Kansas City. He's only given up more than 2 runs twice on the road this season, and only one of those games went over this number. The under 6-2 in his 8 road starts this season, including his last start versus the White Sox. I think it ended like 3-1. Then Shane Smith, he doesn't have the greatest record at home, but I think he has been better in Chicago than on the road. Batters, they're not crushing the ball off of him. They're hitting just 208 off of him in Chicago. And the Royals' bats have cooled off a bit, and they're only averaging 3.82 runs per game on the year. Love the Royals. I think they win this game. They're, like you said, they're fighting for a playoff spot, and I also think we see a lower scoring game. I like the under a little more, but I do think Royals win this game.
Looking at Montgomery, by the way, for the White Sox, kind of sums up the new age mindset for baseball, because he homered again today. He has 13 home runs in 42 games. He has an on-base percentage of .288. So he doesn't really get on base, but he hits the ball far. So that counts. But either way, what's the expression? Chicks dig the long ball. That's the expression, I believe.
I
believe
no
that's
idea.
the expression.
I didn't.
That was more in the '90s, like during the steroid era, when that was a phrase. But the point is, women like home runs, so
they should bring back.
I prefer baseball during steroids. Unpopular, popular opinion, but I think all sports are better with steroids. It's not my body. I don't give a damn.
I agree.
So, but either way, Montgomery hits home runs, but he also strikes out every game. So find the right balance, I guess, between them. I'll tell you right now, though, when pitchers make an even bigger adjustment to Montgomery and he goes on a slump without hitting a homer in maybe like 3 weeks, it's going to be an ugly 3 weeks. I'm telling you, it's going to be a really ugly 3 weeks. But as of right now, it's fun. So something to keep in mind there if he goes yard again on Monday. Moving on to the Pirates taking on the Cardinals. So for this one, you're looking at a matchup between Keller and McGreevy. For this one, St. Louis minus 135. The Pirates are plus 115 for the over-under. In this game, I see being set at 8. So we know Keller was very good pre-All-Star break. They didn't trade him. Why, I have no idea. And since then, he's been terrible. He's allowed at least 5 earned in 3 of his last 4. Last 2 starts, 7 1/3, 11 earned runs. Now, McGreevy's a guy who I don't think is great either, but he's been fine this season. 5-2, 4.42 ERA. He has been getting shelled a bit lately, though, as he has allowed at least 3 earned runs in 4 of his last 5. I like the over in this game. I think this total's too low. Keller's been objectively bad. McGreevy's been okay. But Pittsburgh's offense was decent over the weekend. Yes, it was the Rockies, but I think 8's too low for 2 pitchers I don't really like right now based on form. Give me the over 8 for this one. I think that total feels a bit short.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams aren't playing really good right now. Pirates, they've been beating up on the Rockies. That doesn't count. I only made the Cardinals a minus 140 favorite, even at home. Look at the last time these two teams played. The Pirates swept them, and the Cardinals weren't able to score a single run in the entire series. How does that even happen, Scott?
So you know how in baseball you're supposed to have a guy cross each base? So they had nobody that crossed home plate.
How does that happen? How does a major league team not score a single run? The Mets are bad. You could make all the jokes you want, but at least
I'm trying to remember which team had that happen to them recently. They didn't score for an entire series. I got to remember which team that was, but I remember talking about it.
It might be the Cardinals.
It could have been the Cardinals. It could have been another team. I think it was the Mariners randomly in a series. I don't remember, but either way, it happens.
It's crazy to me. I don't think it'll happen again here, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Pirates won an ugly, high-scoring game. I love the over. My total came out to 8.7. Let's just fade both of these pitchers here. Mitch Keller, he stunk in the month of August. 9 ERA, 18 runs given up in 18 innings. Walks have also been a problem for him as well. And 5 of his last 6 starts, they've all ended in double digits. On the other side, Michael McGreevy, he hasn't been the best at home either. 5.18 ERA, batters hit almost 300 off of him. And 4 of his last 5 home starts, they've also ended in double digits. So I just think we're going to see plenty of runs. I'm surprised the total is at 8 right now, but yeah, I like the over, even at 8.5 if it climbs.
Moving on to the next game, Angels taking on the Rangers. So for this one, you're looking at Soriano against DeGrom. For the pricing, Rangers are, of course, favored because they have DeGrom pitching, as they're about minus 180. Angels are plus 150. For the over-under in this game, I see 7.5. Now, DeGrom, we know, has had some shoulder soreness recently, so he hasn't pitched as dominantly, but he was good last start. 5 innings, no runs against the Blue Jays. However, the Blue Jays were still victorious in the game, and the Rangers have lost 4 straight that DeGrom's pitched in. So he was good last start, not much distance, and they lost anyway. Soriano, we know, does pitch to contact a lot, but he's actually been decent this season. So much so, I'm kind of surprised he's still on the Angels. Thought he'd be traded at the deadline, but an 8.9 record for ERA. Does have an ERA of, let me just pull this up. He's been much better on the road than at home this season. At home, 5.11 ERA, on the road, 2.89 ERA. And against the Rangers this season, he has been quite bad, actually. 16 2/3 innings pitched, 4.86 ERA, 0-3 record. So the Rangers done quite well against him. DeGrom might not go much distance. I don't mind DeGrom first 5 minus half a run here. I don't mind a sneaky live play on the Angels, though. If you want to go for Rangers first 5, Angels full game, I don't mind the very, very sneaky same-game parlay there for a decent payout. Because the Rangers, I just said, keep losing DeGrom starts. Soriano's been bad against the Rangers, but I do think the Rangers don't really warrant being minus 180 when they've been this bad for the last month or so. I'll go DeGrom early. Give me the first 5 minus half a run, but the Angels could steal this game. It wouldn't totally shock me. So give me DeGrom early.
No. I do think minus 178, though, is kind of
it makes sense for DeGrom, but the lack of distance concerns me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do worry. You mentioned they said about shoulder soreness. So that does worry me a little bit. I only made the Rangers a minus 180 favorite, so it's right at the number. Total seems sharp as well. We tried to do this last time when DeGrom was out there, taking him in the first 5, and he had that one bad inning and it fucked us. But yeah, I think a sneaky Angels live bet is worth it, especially if they get down, if you get good money on it. But you got to imagine Texas wins this game here at home. They've been beating up on the Guardians, maybe getting their rhythm back, and it's been tough sailing for the Angels here, going against the Reds, losing that series, then going against the Cubs, really not scoring a bunch of. They got blown out yesterday, 12-1, and they're really not a good road team to begin with as well. So I don't know. I think the Rangers should win this game. Plus 125, I don't think is a bad value play on the Rangers run line. They did win again today. I don't know. I probably would take Rangers run line full game. I just don't trust the bullpen of the Angels. That's what really strays me away from
that.
it.
I get that concern. Moving on to the next game, though, Padres taking on the Mariners. Padres are probably going to lose today, but still a decent series, though, against the Dodgers. For Seattle, they're playing right now. They buried the A's early. They're up 11-3 right now in the 7th inning. For this one, though, you have Sears. Didn't Sears pitch, yesterday? Or no, did he pitch? No, never mind.
No, it's
okay.
JT
So it is Jin.
Jin.
Yeah, ESPN's just making up pitchers for this matchup. That's what I thought. I was going to say that definitely does not sound right for this one. Okay, so you have Jin listed, and looking at the Tigers, I see Screwball pitching. So, Seattle. Sorry, I'm skipping games. You have Miller against Sears. So, yes,
Bryce Miller.
For this one, you're looking at the pricing being Seattle minus 128 or 126. I see San Diego at around plus 108. For the over-under in this game, I see 7.5. Now, I get Seattle's at home. Congratulations. I can get plus money fading Bryce Miller. Really? I mean, I'm not saying I'm a big Jin guy either, but I think that you can argue that there's some value. Wait, Jin's on San Diego or Jin's on the A's? I'm confused. I'm saying, who did you say was pitching for San Diego?
Oh, San Diego,
yes,
JP
okay, so that's why I was confused. You said Jin before, but
yeah, because I'm looking at the wrong game too.
That's why I got lost, because my mind went to Sears being on the A's, and then you said it was Jin. I'm like, that does not sound right at all. But I don't think Sears is pitching either, because Sears pitched on the 20th,
No?
So he'd be in line for the 26th. So I don't know who's pitching for
What,
San
every 6
Diego.
days?
I doubt he's going to pitch on 1 day less of rest than usual. So
Oh, MLB.com has JP
so
Sears.
Sears for now. That's why I got confused there. But I don't know if it's actually going to be Sears. So keep an eye out for that. But either way, I'm not taking Miller at this price. I get the Mariners are good at home, and San Diego's not great on the road. But Miller's 2-5, 5.87 ERA. He's been bad recently too. He's given up at least 3 earned runs in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight starts. At least 4 earned runs in 4 of his last 5. No matter who's pitching for San Diego, plus money's plus money. Give me San Diego.
Yeah, I don't mind the plus 108. I don't mind
I like
the
that
over.
too.
7.5 seems low. My total came out to 8.2. Even at an 8 that I'm starting to see pop up, I don't mind an over. I mean, I like Seattle, but I only made him a minus 110 favorite. I can't back Seattle. I can't back Bryce Miller right now. I was about to say Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Miller. I can't back him either. But yeah, he's terrible, especially at home. He doesn't really go. He goes like 5 innings, 4 innings a game. So he doesn't. He had 1 start in June, got hurt. 1 start in August. Like I need to see it a little more before I start to back him, especially at home. So yeah, plus money. I don't mind the over. I think both pitchers will be could give up some runs here. You make a good point. Seattle at home, they are good, 36-26, but just 2-8 straight up in their last 10. They've been playing really bad baseball right now. So yeah, I probably would take the plus money, but I really like the over.
You mentioned Miller having to prove something with the amount of starts he's made, the lack thereof. Besides that, I need him to actually pitch well for once. If he's pitching occasionally and he's getting shelled every time, that's not going to do any favors for me. You got to at least try to pitch better. But I think the value feels like it's going to be on San Diego for this game. Yeah, Nathan's saying he sees Sears as well. He pitched on the 20th, though. Like I don't know if that sounds right to me. But either way.
Isn't it every 5 days?
No, because you have 5 pitchers in a rotation.
Yeah. What did they have a day
I
off?
wasn't sure if they did or not. I want to actually check, but either way,
it doesn't seem out. It doesn't
sound outrageous, but I don't know. I feel like there was supposed to be another pitcher that was supposed to be in the line for this, but I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Either way,
it doesn't matter.
Point.
Yeah,
point is moving on to the next game on the card. You're looking at a matchup between the Tigers and the A's. So for this one, you have Skubal pitching. Feel like that's kind of enough said, but you know what? Crochet's trying to hang in there for the wild card race, or for the Cy Young race, I mean. For the pitcher, though, for the A's in this one, I'm going to ask, though, who you have listed for this game for the A's.
Yeah, for the right game. I have Skubal.
Yeah, so I have
JT Ginn.
Okay, cool. So Detroit's minus 205. I see the A's at plus 170. For the over-under, I see around 8.5 or 9. And for the run line in this game, I see it being, quickly just checking right now. I see 1.5 for the Tigers at around minus 130. So I get the total is a bit high. It's also in the A's ballpark, which is a very over-friendly ballpark. But Skubal, I think this total's a bit high. Skubal can shove anywhere because he can strike out 12 guys in any given start. I'll go Skubal minus 1.5. I think Ginn's okay. I'm not a big fan, but I'll go Tigers minus 1.5. They are very good offensively against the Royals over the weekend. Good enough for me here. They can score a bunch of runs, and Skubal can struggle, and they'll still cover. And if Skubal pitches well, they should win easily. Give me the Tigers minus 1.5.
Yeah, I love Detroit here. JT Ginn is not really someone I want to back at home. 6.75 ERA for him. Just look at the last month of August for him. 2+ runs given up in every start. He gives up the long ball. Walks are a major concern for him as well. And it doesn't help, that he's backed up by a bottom 5 bullpen in the league. Meanwhile, Tigers, they're throwing probably one of the best pitchers in the AL who just absolutely nails on the road. Batters only hitting 188 off at Skubal. They're 5-0 straight up in his last 5 road starts. And not to mention, I know they lost today, but they're one of the hottest teams in baseball right now, Detroit. So I made them over a $2 favorite. -130, I don't think is terrible. I wanted to see if you had a price on -2.5 for Detroit. You probably get some plus money there. But yeah, no, you're fine. It's Detroit run line or pass for me. As for the total, it seems a little spot on. Just because they're in Oakland. They're in Sacramento. My total came out to 8.4. It's right at that number. So I could see some runs. But then again, like you said, I could also see Skubal just fucking shoving and A's not being able to score anything. So, yeah, it's Detroit run line or pass for me.
Yeah, I'm on the same exact page as you for this one. Moving on to the next one, looking at the matchup between the Reds and the Dodgers. Big series for both teams. You have Hunter Green against Sheehan. For this one, Dodgers -150, Reds are +125. For the over-under in this game, I see 8.5. So Sheehan this season's been serviceable, 4-2, 4.17 ERA. Recently, not good. The last 2 starts, 11 innings and 9 earned runs. We know Green's been good. He's been injured, but he's been good when healthy. I'll take the Reds here. I don't mind first 5. I think Green can go well. I'll let the bullpens figure themselves out, which might be an absolute circus. If the Dodgers came from behind to win this game, it wouldn't shock me. But give me Green early. I'll take the Reds first 5.
Yeah, Hunter Green is definitely the better pitcher between the two. And Cincinnati, they have the better bullpen as well. But how much do we trust the offense? I think that's the question for me. I think I trust offense much more for the Dodgers to at least put up 3, 4, maybe even 5 runs. Look at what they did today. I know it's on the road, but I think they lead the league in runs per game at home, 5.72 in LA. I think coming home after a long road trip is going to help this Dodger team offensively. I think we're going to see runs in this game. So I like the total over. I like over 8.5. My total came out to 8.8. The over has been profitable in LA this season, 36-26 on the year. We will have winds blowing out towards center field as well. So I think both pitchers are susceptible to give up a few runs, especially the bullpens as well. So I think we see some runs here, maybe like a 7-3 type game, but I like the over more.
Yeah. Looking at the card, I'm trying to think if that was the last game or not.
Yeah.
Just to confirm. I thought that was the last game. All right. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the actual card for Monday. Before we get into the lock and dog picks, a reminder that, first of all, quickly, let me just remove this banner really quickly. A reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is, once again, Circa, because they are hosting some of the biggest football contests of the coming NFL season. The Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo, over $20 million guaranteed prizes. And a reminder that you can also check out the contest, which is open to everyone. You can use the discount code for Circa, by the way, if you want to get a hotel room. Use the code SGP15 to get 15% off your stay. And a reminder, use the contest before time runs out. Sign up in Nevada, play for winner with the help of our proxy, go to footballcontest.com, use code SGP, get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Fantasy. Don't miss a mania, happening all summer long. 15 million prizes, 2 minute first place, no waiver wire, no trade arguments. Dylan, I'm going to ask you, besides best ball, did you actually do your fantasy draft yet?
No, I'm in 3 leagues, and 2 are on the 31st, and 1 is on the 2nd.
Okay, so I believe mine's later this week. The truth is that the commissioner wanted to do some physical contest to determine the draft order. So he wants us to race each other chugging 16-ounce bottles of water. But I want the back end of the draft order, so I might just tank it. Because I've been first pick before, and I think I want to just try something different. I want the back end. Do you see a slam dunk number 1 pick?
Yeah, I think it's Jamar Chase.
That's who I was going to take if I had the number 1 pick. But are you a receiver first guy or a running back first guy?
Historically, I've been wide receiver, but I want to change things up. I want to go heavy running back this time. Now usually the winner gets first pick, or he gets to choose.
That's smart.
And then we're together and we live pick through a hat in my leagues. And 2 of the leagues I have 6, and 1 I have 4. I like that. I think I'm sitting okay. I think I might go running back, though, this time around. Because running backs go quick.
They do. I've always been a running back guy. But the problem that I run into with the potential early pick, I don't know which running backs I actually trust. You have Saquon, obviously, even though Hurts steals all his touchdowns. You have Derrick Henry, who's not great in PPR, but of course he's still going to be a monster on the ground. Do you trust Bijan? I don't know. I have no idea. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a weird spot for running backs early in the first round. So we'll see what happens, but I don't mind being the back end. I don't mind the snaking. I don't mind getting back-to-back picks at the end of the round.
I think first 5 that I've listed for my fantasy running backs, Bijan, Saquon, CMC, Derrick Henry, and
a bunch of guys with question marks.
And Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. A bunch of guys with question marks.
But I also don't mind the rookie, Alshon Gentry.
You mean Ashton Genty?
Ashton Gentry. What did I say? Ashon?
You said Alshon Jeffrey instead of Ashton Genty.
Ashton.
I like Genty too, but I don't know if I want him as a rookie and as a top 5 pick in the draft. That's kind of what I'm saying, is that running backs, you're in kind of a weird spot in this year. So I might go receiver early. We'll see. But we'll see what happens. But the point is, I might tank the drink competition just to actually experience life at the back end of the first round. Because I'm so used to being early in the draft. Both times I won, I had the number 1 pick in the draft. Both times that I won that league. So I'm more experienced, but I kind of want to challenge myself a bit. So I don't mind getting the back end. But either way, a point is check out the best ball stuff with Underdog. They also have a lot of options for Underdog pick'em entries. If you want to try to win 500 times your money, they have a new offer for new customers, though. So check it out. Play just $5, $50 in bonus funds. We'll use the promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the games for Monday. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. For the lock, Dylan, what do you like?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that Royals White Sox game. I got to take the under. It's been so profitable the last series. 8.5 is too high, I feel like, for Noah Cameron and Shane Smith. Just look how historically they've been pitching. And Royals aren't really hitting the ball well recently. The bats have kind of cooled down. I do like them. I think they should win this game. I think it's a fair price, but under 8.5 is going to be my lock between the White Sox and Royals. As my dog, I did give out a few plays, but I just think the wrong team is favored here at home. I'm going to take Edward Cabrera here as the home dog. Spencer Strider is a complete fade. Until he proves that he can bounce back consistently, I just can't back him here. Edward Cabrera has been the much better pitcher, and he just shut out the Braves last week. 11 strikeouts, just 1 run. So I think this is a good spot for them. Travel situation also for Atlanta. I like Miami here, plus 115.
Yeah. So for my lock on the show, I could go side or total. I know my dog. I know what that's going to be. But for the lock, I thought about the first 5 under in that Twins game, but I think I'll pass on that one. You know what? I'll trust Scooball in this one. I think the price is pretty affordable here. You're getting Detroit at around minus 130 on the run line. Not a fan of Gin. You're looking at the Tigers, who've been good offensively lately. We know the A's, despite having a solid offense lately, have really not been that great at home this season, mainly because nobody can pitch on this damn team. They're 26-37 at home, so I don't really care about home field. Give me the Tigers minus 1.5, minus 130 as my lock. For my dog, I'm going to go with the Brewers minus 1.5. They burned me on Saturday. I'll live with it. It's plus 120. I get to fade Erod at plus 120. That's a fun time. I'll go with the Brewers minus 1.5 as my dog for the show. Anyway, just going to wrap it up for the actual show. I'll be back once again tomorrow. Mal is back on the podcast next week.
Nice.
So, once again, he will be available for a couple of days. Not for Monday, but for Tuesday, Thursday, and I think Sunday. I don't remember. But either way, he'll be back next week. And reminder, until next time, find me on Twitch Radio. Find him on Twitter at Rock2Ks24. And once again, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.